Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Legacy Wrestling episode 13. This is Super Slam, the 2-hour edition. Normally we only have 1 hour, and there's lots of stuff coming in big tonight. We're coming in hot, and we're going to start off with Marty Scurll making his return. The fans cheer as the sound of Marty Scurll's music hits. A Marty, Marty, Marty chant begins, and it continues. Within a matter of moments, Marty is on the ramp, and the fans are pouring the love in. Morrow says, "It's Marty!" Marty slowly makes his way down the ramp and towards the ring as a huge chant breaks back out. Marty, after all, was set to take on Johnny Gargano for the Legacy Wrestling World Championship prior to being laid out. It's been a long time coming, and Marty's soaking it all up and all in. No pun intended. As Marty hits the ring, the fans slowly start to die down. Marty asks for a microphone, and upon being given one, he is signaling for the first time since his attack he will be speaking to the Legacy Wrestling television audience. And here we go. So 94% Marty Scurll out the gate. Love to see it. All right. 83 following the second segment. Marty says, "It's been a long time, Legacy. It's been a long time." He pauses again. A long time, because you see, in professional wrestling, a week can seem like a month can seem like a year, and when you have things you've worked so hard for taken away from you, well, it can seem like an infinity. The fans chant Marty again. Marty says, "But fear not, because I'm back. Back to find who took me out." The fans again cheer for Marty Scurll. Marty goes on to say, "Marty Scurll will not go silently into the night. Marty Scurll will not go down with a fight." The fans are on their feet now. For Marty Scurll will have his vengeance. First, I will find my attacker. Then I will deal with my attacker. And then after that, and only after that, will begin to shift my focus back where it belongs. The fans are cheering him on again. "I will shift my focus to the Legacy Wrestling World Championship." So again, Marty Scurll, very basic, very straightforward promo here. Marty Scurll is out in front of the audience for the first time since being attacked. 94, followed by an 83 popularity boost for Marty. He's back. 83. All right, and as you saw below, it's Johnny Argona versus Eli Drake next. The crowd enjoyed the special entrances. The referee of Drake Younger was good. The announcing lifted the match. Johnny goes down a little bit across the board. Eli Drake goes up across the board. 3.5-star match, 69%. The crowd was hot. Eli Drake with the victory over Johnny Wrestling via cheating. Now, it doesn't say via cheating here. It will say it in the in-booking screen, but Eli Drake with the victory over cheating over Johnny Gargano. All right, next, though, EC3 is shown up. We now see Eli Drake making his way back up the ramp as EC3, yes, that EC3, making his way onto the ramp, and he embraces with Eli Drake out of nowhere. Morrow then says, "What is EC3 doing here?" With a microphone in hand, Ethan Carter III says, "Your winner, Eli Drake." The duo cackle at Johnny Gargano, who's sitting down watching it all unfold after losing via cheating. It appears EC3 is the newest member of the Legacy Wrestling roster, and he's aligned with Eli Drake. So yeah, as you can see the scenes fading out, big news coming from Super Slam. EC3 has debuted here in Legacy Wrestling. He didn't really do much, but he did show his allegiance and alliance with Eli Drake after Eli Drake we'll say foot on the ropes to defeat Johnny Gargano. We'll continue with this program, but EC3 interrupting the post-match celebration of Eli Drake to show up on the ramp, embrace, and make it known that the two are as thick as thieves, if you will. So an 83 overall. All right. Next up, we get a backstage segment as we see the camera catching a brief glimpse of Scarlett Bordeaux talking to the Legacy Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Axel and Damo. So, yeah, Scarlett's in the back talking to Axel and Damo, as you can call a while ago. They teamed with Killer Cross. I kind of liked how the pictures looked next to each other, and I kind of liked how the mindset potentially could be. Popularity bumps throughout. Only a 67, which is unfortunate. I would thought it would have been higher given the looks of Scarlett. But all right, I'll take it. 67. All right, and in a much, assured outcome, Claudio Castagnoli defeats David Finlay Jr. David Finlay Jr. will not be getting a championship opportunity at any given time, anytime soon. Both are two pretty good workers. Obviously, bumps throughout for both of them, a 62%. Not bad. This was just to put the champion on the card, as he'll be going into his next World Championship program, heading into Halloween Havoc post this show. So we did want to get Claudio on the card, at least to get him on the card. And that little small 3-week program with David Finlay Jr. did just that, allowed me to get him onto the show without having to book a championship match. So, not too upset. All right, next week we're going to get the Von Erichs and FTR taking on Axel and Damo, the Legacy Wrestling World Tag Team Championships. champions, excuse me. Obviously non-title, but it'll be a 4-on-4 match. So just a match we're hyping between the Von Erichs and the champions. All right, next up we have Bo Rotunda successfully retaining his Legacy United States Championship over Rhino. As you recall, Rhino is one of RVD's best friends, and he just defeated RVD. That is Bo Rotunda, formerly Taylor Rotunda. Obviously, he changed his name. For those of you following along a couple weeks ago saying, Taylor just didn't fit. Big bumps for Bo across the board. And, Jesus. He's been doing absolutely fantastic with his push here. He's doing much better than I thought. I thought it'd be a fun little gimmick out the gate, but Bo Rotunda is becoming one of the pillars of Legacy Wrestling, and I'm here for it. So Bo Rotunda, 65% overall, 3-star match. Rhino was here for the one-off, obviously. But, yeah, Bo with the win. All right, next up, we're hyping a match next week as well. We have Deonna Purrazzo, JC Jane, Tara Terrell, and Tegan Knox in a fatal 4-way match. JC, Terrell, and Tegan are attractive. Apparently, Deonna, per the game, is not. 100 overall. All right. Next up, we get a hype video featuring Mickie James and Dakota Kai. Standard operating procedure here. We'll scroll down just to get past that. Also, after that, we have the two walking in the backstage area as they head to the ring because, hey, it's coming on next. And just to recap real quick, I didn't think that tech saved, so we got highlights of the near future feud. We see Dakota facing Mickie and barely losing thanks to Mercedes Martinez. Dakota and Mercedes getting into it. Dakota and Mercedes both going on winning streaks. Then Dakota getting the victory. A face-off between Mickie and Dakota, followed by the match being announced for inside a steel cage coming up. We then see, obviously, as I just mentioned, the split screen of Dakota and Mickie heading towards the ring. And we're going to get into it. This is our first stipulated match. It will be inside of a cage. I'm pretty excited. I am extremely nervous because I main evented it. So let's see what we get here. 73, 4-star match. Absolute main event. Dakota Kai is your new Legacy Women's World Champion. She defeated Mickie James. The heel did Dakota Kai clean by aiming to steal the show. The workers really up their game. Dakota Kai bumps throughout. Mickie goes down a little bit. The crowd enjoyed the special entrances. The referee and announcing was great. And I could not have hoped for more. Dakota Kai with the victory. Absolutely barn burner of a match. 73 overall. And yeah, Mickie James is only the 14th show. She won the title, I believe, on the 3rd show. But here's the deal. This is a Super Slam event, and I'm trying to set the precedent why. Now, it won't always happen. Titles can change hand on television. So that was a big reason we went with Dakota Kai here. And honestly, she's been fantastic. So 73% overall. We'll go and end it there. Or will we? We then fade to the back to see Marty Scurll receiving medical attention. The camera crew is seen running down the hallway quickly, trying to get to him. Marty Scurll has been laid out again. Everyone is looking for anyone nearby, but to no avail. Who laid out Marty? So in 81, Marty Scurll being laid out again. Popularity bumps throughout. 73, I believe. That's our highest show rating yet to date, guys. Absolutely thrilled. So one hell of a show. Marty returns, right? Johnny loses to Eli Drake via cheating. Eli Drake then runs out after the match. Eli 3 greets him. Backstage, we have Axel and Damo, Insanity talking to Scarlett Bordeaux. Claudio basically makes sure David does not get his rematch. We got a big match next week between FTR and the Von Erichs taking on Insanity and partners of their choosing. The United States champion, Bo Rotunda, gets the victory over Rhino. We have the Fatal 4-Way next week between Terrell, Tegan, JC, and Deonna. And we have the huge main event where Dakota Kai is your new Legacy Wrestling Women's World Champion, topped off with the icing, the cherry on top of the sundae of Marty Scurll being laid out again. So I thought this was probably our best show to date. It was a small, I thought it was better than our pay-per-view event, Bash at the Beach. So Legacy Super Slam results, 73 overall. Legacy Wrestling continues to continue on. So until next time, it is me, Mikey Bro, wishing you a glorious rest of your day, and we'll be back next week with another edition of Slam.